All right. What the heck is going on, everybody? We've got ourselves the brand new patch. It's finally out. Yesterday I logged in and the game, it just wasn't ready. I logged in so excited. The Cyclone was the same. The Ghost was still 2 supply. But now the patch is actually out. The new updated change, well, not out, but it's on the public test realm. And we've got a King of the Hill. We're starting with Astrea in the bottom left, ByuN in the top right. It's $15 per map win. And we are basically saying, pro gamers, get on in here. And we're going to try and make this as exciting as possible. Yeah, basically the winner stays in and we throw in another pro gamer. If we run out of pro gamers, we can loop players back around. We can potentially give them second chances. But for now, it is a King of the Hill, so we're just going to be, casting these games as they go, seeing what happens. And hopefully for you guys watching, you get to watch a, random mix of matches. Now, what's fun about this is if we end up putting this on YouTube, hi YouTube, if you guys are watching there, it means some of these games were pretty fun. It also means you guys don't have to worry about the spoilers because you have no idea how many more games there are. Obviously, you should generally try to not look at that progress bar to spoil yourself on when the game is finished and all that. But in this case, you have no idea, how many games are we actually doing, because I don't know how many games we're doing. It is going to be a reactor after Reaper. Is this a 2-1-1? No, he's going 3cc. Of course he's going 3cc. ByuN. His favorite build order. Astrea's had a lot of problems dealing with this build, so it actually makes a lot of sense to do this here on ley lines. And we'll see how that's, changed here. With the energy ability, the Stalker's now building 3 seconds faster. And quite a few different things in the mix. Of course, the Immortal and Disruptor nerfs are staying in the game. The Ghost is now 3 supply. And I would say one of the biggest changes is the Cyclone. And you know what's a really good way of avoiding the fact that you don't have the Cyclone anymore? Do a build that never plans to build Cyclones, which is this one right here. It's a 3cc into 3 barracks. It's a very good build order. And it's something which Astrea has historically struggled with. So can't wait to see how this goes. Yeah. No change on the Stalker build time once Warp Gate's there, guys. It's just at the very start of the game, out of the gateway. This has been something they've tinkered with like the Adept and Stalker in the past, if there's certain cheeses that people were struggling with. And this is specifically aimed at defending the Marauder opening. Marauder opening, as I've been saying, I had a bit of a rant about it in my video. You should be able to defend very easily if you just stay one base and go Stargate. One base Stargate's always been the best way to deal with it. But I know a lot of players were very adamant about trying to expand, which is why they've had so many issues. That Reaper will go down, but it does spot the Oracle emerging. Oracle already has been recharged on energy. And you can see the Stalker backing away from the other side of the map. The Marines did push it back. Bunker's on the way, desperately needs that, does ByuN. And he's going to go a very early turret in the main base. Very good choice there against Astrea. Now, Oracle into 3-gate and Twilight. Twilight's pretty early. He's going to play Blink. This is always an interesting situation. So Oracle into Blink it's a solid opening. He's going to hold position there. Looks like didn't lose a Stalker, no. Just turns on his laser. I mean, he denies gas mining. And he gets another SCV. That's 2 SCVs. Look at that. 2 SCVs, 3 total going down this game. Kind of more than I expected. I love that you can just leave the Oracle on now for like a minute while you float around the base. This has been my favorite part of the new energy change, is you're like, it used to be if you were leaving the energy on hoping you'd find another weak spot, it really cost you a lot of opportunity cost. And now it's just like, no. My Oracle gets to check everything that's going on. Now, these stasis traps are so commonly being spammed. You need to bring units forward to snipe individual Marines so they can't set it off with a single unit. Otherwise, they're just going to always send Marines out because it's so common to spam stasis traps. And no, you don't want to shade in. That's crazy. Oh my lord. Okay, we're happy to trade the Adepts to get 2 SCVs and 2 Marines. And you know what? That's actually worth it. That is actually worth it because the Adepts aren't going to be very useful later on. They're basically just a little bit of a meat sack. Stasis Trap comes in. He's trying to get any damage he can. This is Astrea desperately saying, once Stim and Shields is done, my army falls off hard. So I got to get the damage done now. To be fair, this 3rd barracks was very late. He went for the very fast engineering bay. ByuN's already got +1 finished. 5 minutes into the game. This is the engineering bay version. It's not the super aggressive version. Interesting. Astrea already has a 3rd Nexus, finishing Templar Archives on the way, and 2 more gateways. Interesting tidbit for those just tuning in. Astrea came, he wanted to play Zerg versus Terran versus me. I was like, dude, new patch just dropped, nothing's changed. I have no interest in playing Zerg versus Terran versus you right now. Because, like, I thought we might get some more changes for the ZVT matchup, but it's like my Ultras are 1% slower off creep and his Ghosts are 3 supply, which, I don't really feel the ghost stage is the most interesting anyway. So I was like, look, I got ByuN in here. You guys want to start a King of the Hill. We'll get new players in each round and see how he goes. Astrea's like, dude, I asked ByuN for practice games an hour ago. He said it's too late. He's tired. And he's like, what the hell? And I'm like, dude, I'm offering money. Like, of course ByuN wants some money. ByuN's like, I can do a 3cc build into 3 racks in my sleep. Now, to be fair, this was into 2 racks with a fast engineering bay, but still, I think the same message is there. Why is the Oracle hanging out so much? What's Astrea trying to do right now? Oh, he wanted to see the Medivacs. I was like, why is Astrea staring at this so much? He doesn't want the bio to load up and sneak around the Oracle. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Stalker's going to pick off a Marine. It's 2 Marines. ByuN. Oh, ByuN spots it. He does spot it. Single Marine sets off the stasis trap. Very nice. 4th Nexus on the way for Astrea. He does have Storm, almost finished. A couple of High Templar there as well. He hasn't energized any of those High Templar. He should do that now, ahead of time. He's going to do it on the new one. Oh, you can do it on a unit that's still warping in. I didn't know that was possible. I thought you had to wait for it to finish to warp in. Oh, the things I learned watching these players. 10 gateways coming up. Robo's not there yet, which means the High Templar, of course, aren't going to be anywhere near as useful. And he's already moving with a drop out to that left side. Astrea's going to see that coming in, but already out positioned. Zealot warping's quick, as is the recall, but as ByuN, he just casually backs away. And what have you done there, guys? You might think, well, look at this. Protoss is so bull BS. Well, he's already made the Protoss use his BS recall ability for 2 minutes. And this is where ByuN can clean up the pylons, clean up the Ring of Vision, and then potentially find something later. But Astrea is realizing, hey, this comes at a cost. I'm going to actually bully you out of here, and I think that's a really good move by Astrea. Second Forge comes in right now. I was asking Astrea about why pro players always go +1 attack and never go armor, even if they're playing Mass Zealot. As actually, he gets a really good fight up here. Really good fight for Astrea. Hot diddly damn, my friend. Very nicely done. So, yeah, basically I was asking him about that because at my level in GM on NA, right now, every Protoss player is going like Forge before 5 minutes, often before 4 minutes, and they're just chrono boosting armor upgrades. And they often get +3 armor while Terran's only on +1 attack, and you just can't kill the Zealots, and they just swarm Zealots from every side. You end up stimming yourself to death before the Zealots die. It's actually crazy. Like, no matter how good your positioning is, you just can't get through them. And Astrea was saying, like, don't get me wrong, pure Zealot, Mass Zealot, it's a better upgrade than attack. But you need the attack upgrades to go into Colossus. He said, if you ever transition off Mass Zealot into Colossus, which is always the transition, right? Because once they hit a critical mass of bio ghost, that's the problem you run into. If you only have 0 attack or +1, your Colossus just don't do damage, especially to Marauders. And I was like, oh, that's why. And that does make a lot of sense. Really nice cleanup there with the snipe there for ByuN. Maybe the music's a little bit loud today. You guys let me know. Oh, the big storm ambush! Oh my god, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh, that second storm does only hit Medivacs and Zealots, but the first one was huge. Lands on the Ghost as well right there. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. That was crazy. Okay, that's a really good ambush. ByuN's on the back foot. Astrea has 85 workers of Zealot, Stalker, High Templar, double Robo Colossus. He does not need to kill ByuN right now, but if he can kill him, it would be massive. He gets a feedback into a big storm in the choked up area in the mineral line, and that is I mean, he should just finish him now. If he can send the Prism into the main, warp in Zealots in the main, I do not think ByuN can defend it, right? If you reinforce the front, keep attacking here, he's so wounded, he's out of energy, and then you hit a Prism in the main, like, he should be dead. And don't get me wrong, as much as Astrea doesn't need to attack here because he's so far ahead, at the same time, I feel like when you're this far ahead, you should be pushing your advantage, right? That's just a part of good PvT. And with 2 Colossus out, 2 more building, no doubt he'll be doing that. He did forget to make Viagra this game, but Storm Drop comes in from the north. He leaves the High Templar behind. That High Templar looking for some auto attacks. That's kind of hilarious. Zealot warping in the main, and that command center is exposed. Not many Stalkers to actually kill it. Plenty of bio in the main. That Warp Prism will be going down, and he falls away from the command center. Perhaps a little bit too careful? Well, not even careful, because he did dive a bit, but definitely want to see Astrea warp in Stalkers right now. Max out with Stalkers so that you can kill Medivacs, kill Vikings, kill command centers, because you're so far ahead. You can A-move, throw your Zealots away. As long as your Stalkers are killing important flying units, your Colossus are landing hits, at least to some extent, ByuN just does not have the material to keep up. ByuN does not have the material to keep up. Astrea, off of this Oracle into Blink opening, has really got himself some nice momentum. I don't think the 3 command center into the 2 barracks in the engineering bay really scared Astrea. It felt like, you know, a good micro for ByuN. He just doesn't have the numbers, and I think his opening not good enough against what Astrea's got here. And that's going to be a real problem for him. Colossus on the left side is going to come in and get wrecked by those Marauders. Oh, is it though? Is it though? The rare time the Colossus survives and the Terran units die. Dude, that Planetary just killed. It's going to kill a Colossus. No, another Colossus barely surviving. And Astrea on 98 probes behind that. Going to 4 Robo, going to +3 attack and +2 armor. Hot damn. All right, guys. Rex coming in as the challenger in the top right. Astrea's already got $15 in his pocket. Let's see if he can grab another $15 here. The thing with these King of the Hills, $15 doesn't sound like a lot, but sometimes a player just goes on a rampage, wins 10 games in like very quick succession, and just starts stacking up the dollars. And I think this is just good practice for everyone involved as well. I really like this format because when you're on a PTR, I've just realized doing show matches between 2 players is never fair. Like, one player always just has some builds that are just working and the other guy hasn't figured out yet. And you just get these really one-sided, brutal show matches. Whereas if you do it like this, it's just you're throwing out different matchups, different maps, different players, and it creates a lot more variety and chances for everyone to kind of snipe each other. So I hope this is, you know, something you guys enjoy. Let me know in the comments and stuff if you want to see more of these. But I think this is going to be the new format because I used to always get MaxPax and Clem on for show matches, best of 5s, and it just always felt like Clem would just hit these brutal timings and MaxPax just wasn't quite used to the new maps or the new balance enough to stop it, and you'd be like, oh, that was kind of disappointing. So I think this is probably what we'll stick with, but always open to feedback. Astrea's gone Robo. Oh my god, is he going to do a Haas build? Because if you do a Haas build to Rex... Guys, for those who don't know, Rex has been the number 2 player in Taiwan for basically all time until Nice came along. And then Nice was like, no, I'm the number 2 player. Then Nice and Haas kind of swapped places. Nice became number 1, Haas became number 2. And Rex is like, can the Protoss players in Taiwan stop ruining me? And then he just spent years being like this insanely good Zerg, but he's just always getting caught off by the filthy cheese because he's like kind of a formulaic player. He tries to like really play methodically and, you know, improve in a solid way. And when you play against the like cheesiest Protoss in the world, Haas, every day, it's brutal. Now, we're going to be seeing I think that was meant to be a hallucinated Phoenix scout, but he accidentally made probes. Is this on purpose? The hallucinated Oracle spots the high ground, allowing the Stalker to get the kill on the Overlord. The hallucinated Probe Scout coming in here, guys. Now, there's mind games. Sometimes you play a mind game. This is called, I'm going to do something so incredibly stupid that it kind of breaks your brain a little bit. It doesn't actually serve a function. It's just like... like, why? Why? It's take that, fool. I guess it could maybe spot an all-in coming, but I love it. Anyway, maybe it's not a crazy all-in because he is going to go Immortals. Oh, he's going to do a +2 timing. Guys, this is a 2-base +2 attack Immortal Archon all-in. This is the old SOS build, I'm pretty sure. SOS beat Solar on New Repugnancy in, I want to say, 2018 with this build order. And we all were like, well, Solar's up 70 supply with Roach Hydra. He can't possibly lose to a 2-base attack that hits this late. We proceeded to watch +2 Immortal Archon kill 400 Roaches and Hydras in the most one-sided fashion we'd ever seen. But already the Adept starting off well. That's going to set up nicely for this. Double Adept pressure with the Prism rotate. I like the way he drops the Adepts, shades to the natural. The Prism meets up with them, but he's taken too much damage. And that Prism has... to get out of there. Oh, he gets the creep tumor on the way out. That's cute. Nice harassment. Causes a bit of a reaction, and you can see Astrea has an economic advantage. Now, he really needs to chrono +1 constantly. If he wants he might actually just do it with +1. And that +2 timing is so old. He might just do a +1. He's already got a Warp Prism out, right? So the question is, do you go with 3 Immortals? I think you go with 3 Immortals. So I think the idea is the Adepts try to stay busy, keep the Zerg scared from droning too much early on. And then you want to hit with 3 Immortals +1, Morph Archons on the front, and hit a brutal, brutal attack. Thank you so much for the support there, Oscurian. Appreciate you all helping us out with the prize pool here, guys. Going to be throwing in some money for every single map win, so thank you so much. And glad you've all been enjoying the patch discussion videos as well. Oh no, I thought those would be muted. No, don't worry, it's all fine, guys. The people on YouTube can't hear the text-to-speech, so shout out to YouTube. Sorry for interrupting the videos every now and then to talk to people in chat, but just want to say thanks to those supporting live. But don't worry, they cannot hear it. Only that's special for the Twitch experience. The joy of different audio tracks and being able to separate those for YouTube versus Twitch is always nice. So if you guys are ever worrying about playing a ton of audio garble with alerts over the top. The recordings don't actually keep any of that once I put it up on YouTube. It's all good. Isn't that so nice? Respectful Twitch audience. So many of you guys are big YouTube watchers as well. You're like, yeah, we want to keep the YouTube content as clean as possible. Now, third Nexus goes down. Is this actually a macro build, guys? He's going +2. He's making Storm already? Guys, what is Astrea? Is he actually just going to macro out of this? This is cool, man. And there's not much anti-air, just 6 queens, right? And Immortal drop's really nice. Like, obviously, Zerglings are the best for tanking against it, but notice he focuses the Roach there, tries to kill it, and it's just really hard to deal with. I remember those years back, we were talking about what's better, Immortal or Archon drop. And I remember theory crafting that maybe doing 1 Immortal and 1 Archon is actually the best way to do it. Because basically, the Archon's good versus the Zerglings, the Immortal's good versus the Roaches, so that way it's not as, like, easy for them to choose how to deal with it. Whereas if it's just Immortals, they want to just engage it with Zerglings and Queens. Whereas if it's just Archons, they want to engage it with Roaches and Queens, right? But if you're like, but I have 1 of each, you know. Obviously, it's not necessary to overcomplicate things that much, but probably is a little bit more useful. Immortal drop is one of the better ways to deal with Swarm Hosts, we figured out back in the day as well, because they kill Swarm Hosts way faster than Archons. Nice snipe on the 4th base. Wow, Astrea, dude. So this kind of puts Rex in a corner, guys. He just put Rex in timeout. Rex's economy is so bad, and now Rex, I was going to say, has to kind of go all in, but no. He goes from what was a Roach Bane, Ravagerling Bane opening, because he thought he was getting all in. And now he's swapping to Lurkers and Hydra Den. So he's going to try and play Hive, Evo Chamber, but Evo Chamber's just started, +2 is almost finished. And you know Astrea ain't waiting around. He's going to move out, probably take a 4th base behind it, and it's going to be so hard for Rex because Rex doesn't have Baneling speed. He's not going to have Lurkers yet. I know Storm's not the best defensive ability, but look at that. He can send Zealots around the top. Storm Army can hit the south. And how do you secure it and defend a 4th base as Rex? This is going to be really tough. Oh, does get rid of a Queen. No, nice transfuse, dude. Rex is clutch. He's got a few Banelings morphing as well. Zealots on that top side getting ready to go. And dude, the hallucinated scouts. Astrea sees everything. He knows about the Hydra, he knows about the Hive. Astrea is everywhere. This energy ability is so good, man. Especially in the hands of Astrea. His unlimited map vision, easier to get Storm energy. His Oracles in the early game having more utility as well. I love the way he's done this, and I always felt like these sort of stars that skip Stargate, their weakness is that your opponent can always sneak a Spire or some sort of sneaky tech. But Astrea has filled that hole with a single sentry just endlessly spamming hallucinations. And that's so clever. I do think Astrea could still move down to the south and deny the 4th, which would absolutely ruin Rex, but I think he's like, whatever, dude, it's 4 base versus 4 base. I'm still in a great spot. The upgrades are fantastic with +3 starting up. He's on 6 Immortals off a single Robo as well, because he's been building off that Robo all game. So I always talk about how double Robo is non-negotiable in this matchup. It's one of the best things you can and should do pretty much every game. But I think Astrea's realized, like, hey, wait a second, you don't need to do that if you've gone Robo first and you're building Immortals the entire game. And that makes a lot of difference. Zealots are going to hit the south side, guys. 2 Spine Crawlers coming up down there. Hydra's coming out. Seismic Spine's on their way. Hydras are trying to hide. He tries to morph Lurkers. Wait, do Lurkers not have armor? You know what's weird, guys? Baneling Cocoons have 3 armor. Ravager Cocoons have 5 armor. Those Lurker Cocoons didn't seem to have any extra armor from what I could tell. Baneling Roll-In only gets a few probes. Good Storms on the front. That's a lot of +2 Immortal Archon. Banelings are there. He's so afraid of his High Templar getting hit by the Banelings. Astrea does manage to defend them, though. One of the Immortals does get incredibly low. If someone can look up the Lurker armor, I would love to... The Lurker Cocoon armor? It felt like it was taking full damage from those Zealots. Maybe it's just because they had +2. And it was already so damaged, but... So curious. It'd be kind of funny if the Lurker Cocoon's like the weakest of all the Zerg Cocoons. Speaking of which, does the Broodlord Cocoon get extra armor? Because I feel like the Broodlord Cocoon's also very vulnerable. High Templar, Archon Immortal moving up that ramp. You can't engage up this ramp, but the Lurkers could try to trap the Protoss up there. He's going to try and go around. Zealots on the top side deny the 5th. 4th base is denied down here. Rex is locked in 3-base purgatory right now. This Rando Calrissian the Immortal does get caught in the middle of the map. Who knows what the heck he was doing out there. There are Lurkers on that ramp to the left. He was expecting Astrea to pull back and he wanted to ambush him. Astrea's like, mate, I'm killing you, not the other way around. I don't need to run away. What are you talking about? But wait, if Rex can get him to push back, the ambush on those Lurkers from behind, they're probably on hold fire as well. He's looking for the big ambush right now. He's obviously so far behind. He's down 13 workers. The Lurkers, oh, the Observer sees it. Rex trying to be sneaky here, trying to be a bit fancy. He's not going to be able to kill the High Templar, unfortunately, and tries to jump on top, but this is a last-ditch desperate effort to stop Astrea extricating this incredibly expensive army. But Astrea is going to be able to regen barriers, regen shields, reinforce. He's going Stargates, Fleet Beacon, +1 air weapons, all of the good things coming out for Astrea. A 2 Stargate Tempest transition is going to be very effective here, and of course, with +3 attack already finished, and +2/+2 only now starting for Zerg. The Zealots are wrecking. We've got a Warp Prison building right now. Robo, where is the Robo rally? Just to his 3rd base now. He's fixed that Robo rally point. Going to be looking for a move forward. Without an Oracle, it's hard to break lurker positions because the Observers are so slow. It can be worth going Robo bait just for Observer speed sometimes. Storm on the Roach Hydra, not bad. Immortal takes a lot of damage, doesn't quite die though. You could just rotate, clean up the creep to just put Rex even more in a corner vision-wise. This is indeed the new patch for those just tuning in. We've got ourselves a Mortal Arc on a High Templar hanging out, having a bit of a party. 2 carries building right now. Storms landing on the front. Lurker's landing some shots, but nothing too big. And it really feels like Rex now adding Hydra upgrades is just going to try to max out and look for that one fantastic magical engagement. Something which, you know, the dream is there if you find that perfect engagement. The problem is carriers are coming out. And especially with no armor upgrades, carriers are going to shred. You really can't afford anti-air. You're already struggling to deal with this ground army. And when there's already an almost impossible problem to solve, massive Mortal Arc on High Templar, and then your opponent also is like, by the way, welcome to Giant Zealot Runback. By the way, welcome to carrier transition. It just adds so many problems. And essentially, you know, it's basically you finally equipped your ground military with like Kevlar, night vision, some decent modern rifles. You know, you've upgraded from the old bolt action single shot things you guys were still using for some reason. And then you realize your opponent has fighter jets and bombers and artillery, and you're like, duh, we just figured out rifles, man. Like, we just got our first AKs. We thought we were ready, and ooh, and then you're like, well, we got 3 Stingers just delivered. We got 3 handheld things that can maybe shoot a couple Ks in the air. They have hundreds of actual like supersonic jets and stuff. We're like the Spire's just starting. They're like, it's okay, we can start our own air program now. And you're like, it might be too late, guys. Like, it might be too. He's got big boys. He's got Mama's here. Mama's here. I wonder if they fixed her damage on this version of the PTR, guys. I would imagine so. I would imagine she now does the correct 6x4x4 rather than 6x6x6 or whatever it is. So basically 48 less damage than in the last version where they put the wrong number in accidentally. Mama! Yeah, Mama's going to rotate into the main. Mama, you know, in StarCraft, she is a sneaky lass. She is a sneaky lass. Her job is to sneak in. She's basically like a squatting mom. You guys know how squatters just like go into people's houses and like set up shop and they're like, I live here now? That's essentially like the way Mama works is she is like very caring. You know, she cares for her children. She will find them a home to live, but it's going to come at the expense of someone else. You know, like she's not going to pay rent. Her whole job usually is to fly into the back of your opponent's main when they're out of the house, recalls all her kids. She's like, kids, it's empty, go. They all like funnel out of the van. Somehow she has like 12 kids. They run into the house and start just setting up shop. They change the locks on the doors. They write up a fake rental agreement, you know, like it's the whole shebang. And it's like, that's kind of cool. Like you're providing your kids a home because you care for them. Also maybe kind of messed up that the Zerg comes home and their main base is inhabited by dirty Protoss. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm surprised Astrea hasn't gone for that move yet. By the way, Mama is no longer abductable, by the way, guys. This patch coming to you from, you know, the liberal commie government who thinks squatters should just be able to set up wherever they want and there's nothing you could do about it. Oh, they're immune to criminal prosecution. It's a civil matter. It's a civil matter. Yeah, anyways, sorry, guys. Going on a bit of a tangent here because Astrea has been miles ahead. But Rex is basically like locking down the doors, battening down the hatches and going, I shall not die. But I think it's just a matter of like Astrea finding how to kill him right here. We'll see how it goes. Oh, I do like the Microbial. Microbial's slick. Does Microbial work on buildings, guys? It does, right? Pretty sure it does. Halving the damage in there. And remember, it sticks to the units now. You get that fart gas sticking to you even when you leave it. What's going on? What's with the spiky spikes? That's crazy. someone in chat says microbial doesn't work on buildings. It wasn't the whole reason they put it in, is that it's meant to work on buildings initially, because they were like, hey, we need to make it better so your spore fields don't get killed by Tempest so easily. You have a counterplay, or am I imagining? Maybe that doesn't sound right, actually. I could be totally wrong on that. I'm sure we'll get clarification in the chat. Someone said no, it doesn't. But it never ever worked on structures. All right, 2 people said it. I'll believe you. I'll believe you guys. The spores only have 300 hit points, but remember they do 20 damage up from 15 now as well. So they do, what is that, like 4-shot interceptors? Whereas they used to, I want to say 6-shot them. Uh-oh. Oh. No, Astrea, you needed to move. He tried to do the pre-launch on the interceptors. That's not how you do it. Astrea, poking in and out. Poking in and out. There's a single broodlord here, a few more morphing. Now, it is funny because historically we used to kind of make fun of Showtime and a few other players for sometimes having like a bit of an issue finishing. I always make fun of Harstem actually, because Harstem like doesn't finish games quickly. He likes to like build cannons and batteries outside his opponent's base and then like hit them repeatedly with Tempest. And I always think of like when someone's way stronger than their opponent in a physical altercation where they can grab the other person's like wrist and then slap themselves in the face. And I'm like, just finish him, put him out of his misery. And Harstem will just be there with a big grin on his face going, I like building cannons and batteries outside my opponent's base. And I'm like, Harstem, put him out of his misery. This is, come on, stop torturing the poor animal. Astrea, I think, is not building Tempests. And one has to wonder why, because Tempests are how you win in this scenario. You just pick at him. He's stuck in his corner. You just pick at him with Tempests. We're going mass carrier, I guess, because Astrea wants to limit test carriers against Hydras and Microbial. Hydra Queen, Microbial, Spore Crawler. He wants to just kind of engage. He realizes there's nothing to really kill the carriers here. So I think he feels like he can basically just trade Interceptors on Zerg and just kill him with the, not free units, but cheap units. An Interceptor costs, I believe, 15 minerals right now. So a full payload on a carrier is 120 minerals. And this way, he's kind of just rebuilding his units on the front line with those carriers. And even though like you can trap them with Fungal, you can shoot them down, you can use Microbial Shroud to limit their damage against ground units by 50%, it's going to be really hard. You guys have problems finishing too? Oh, come on, guys. Stop humble bragging. No one has problems finishing. You have problems not finishing too far. Stop lying, Twitch chat, guys. They're like, oh, no, look, I'm like, it sucks, man. It's like my whole life is just like this tantric tragedy, bro. Like, nah, man, like, it just, the problem is sometimes it takes like 4 hours. Get out of here, Twitch chat. You guys are such liars. I know that's not real. Stop your bragging. I might believe it for Astrea. Astrea, he lives in California. I think he might do a bit of meditating. Probably smoke some of the ganj. That's basically my understanding of California, guys. Everyone meditates, smokes marijuana, and is vegan. That's totally real, right? The internet told me. Lurker's getting busted here. Very nice. The cloaking field doesn't really do anything there, but just too many units and too much stuff out of position here for Rex. Rex is finally getting pushed in, and it looks like Astrea just looking so dominant. It really feels like Astrea might be the most well-practiced player on the new patch, especially for Protoss. Big storms landing, and those Hydras, they do actually have the dash, but looks like Rex not quite having the muscle memory to use that. Remember that it is now a point-and-click ability for dash. A few people were telling me the reasoning behind that is because at the moment, otherwise people were clicking it, and by the time they gave a right-click, the units already had used up most of the dash without moving. I always felt like if you're getting hit by splash damage, you're usually clicking your army, then hitting the dash, and then spreading anyway. So I'm not sure if that's true. You guys let me know if you've tried the new dash, how it feels. I'll be trying it later today, and I'll have a few more thoughts after that. But I definitely feel like I prefer the old version where it was kind of like Stim. You just press it and it activates it, whereas now you have to press it and then left click where you want the Hydras to move. And to me, that feels really, really awkward. Either way, Astrea looking fantastic, and he's now got 2 wins under his belt. All right, guys. A challenger has arrived, a very scary challenger. It is MaxPax in the bottom right side of the map. However, he's the king of One Gate Expand, and One Gate Expand not as popular now. However, this is still a map with a tight ramp where he might be able to One Gate Expand. So this is a map which probably does favor MaxPax. I feel like it's got so much weird positioning and mineral walls and stuff that the map will still be interesting for Astrea. I actually feel like if I put this on a 2-gate map, a map that doesn't have a tight ramp like here El Dorado or Ultra Love, that it would actually favor Astrea right now. And the reason is Astrea's played a lot of the patch. He adapts very quickly. He's got a lot of experience with the energy ability, whereas MaxPax is more of a player who just does the exact same thing on a patch for like 3 months. And then as he very slowly tries new things, he becomes the best in the world at them. and he will become, you know, amazing at them, but he's not going to be the one to rush through with the innovations, whereas Astrea absolutely is. Here we go, guys. Probes hanging around. We've got all sorts of stuff going on. Second gate coming down on the low ground. So Astrea's going to 4-gate, right? MaxPax sees this. He's like, I see that you're 4-gating, dude. And Astrea's like, you think I'm 4-gating, idiot? I'm going to take the gold base from behind while pressuring. So he's going to take a sneaky... Oh, no, MaxPax sees it. He sees him returning with the minerals. So MaxPax knows now. MaxPax is like, hey, you're going to take the gold base, aren't you? And Astrea, he's like, okay, now you know I'm going to take the gold. I'm just going to chrono warp gate and 4-gate you. Watch the warp gate get chronoed immediately. No, he cancelled it. He just cancelled chrono, guys. He goes 2 Stalkers, then he makes warp gate. So he's going to do a Zealot plus 2 Stalker pressure against a Zealot Sentry opening for MaxPax. MaxPax needs to make a battery. Oh, he's not made a battery yet. Do you guys think he can defend? I think if he chronos his gateway to make a Stalker immediately after this Sentry, it might be ready just in time. Yeah, I think he might be okay, actually. Stalker pops out, cleans up the probe. Astrea getting ready to take the gold base. Now, if you take the gold base, there's no gas to go with that. So it's okay, but it's not like it's a huge boost, right? Probe in the back of the main. I'm a little surprised he didn't throw like a pylon down there. I thought he was going to do something like that. Battery's almost done. Great timing for MaxPax. MaxPax looking really solid. Astrea is going to apply some heavy pressure, but look at that. Pulls back. The battery finishes. Zealot pullback timing is really solid though. Battery's going to take a bit of damage, and it looks like that is a successful defense to start. Hallucinated Phoenix comes in. He sees the second gas. He's like, you are macroing. But wait, he's not. It's a third gateway on the way. Oh! He's mining open his back door. Oh, you naughty boy, Astrea. But MaxPax knows now because he sees no expansion with the Sentry. Oh, but Astrea's whole thing is basically like, that's fine. As long as I can get in the back door, it's all good. 2 batteries are up at the front. Astrea has to pull back. Almost loses his Zealot. He's got to open these minerals up so he can rotate to the south. And then he's going to slide into MaxPax's back door. Phrasing. Sorry, guys. Second gateway and Robo on the way, though. MaxPax is still probing, but he's playing very well. And you guys know MaxPax loves to turtle here. PvP is one of the matchups which a lot of people are like, oh man, 1-gate expand's going to be dead. But I actually kind of like it because it's an option now. You don't have to do it every game. But it's kind of a finesse thing. The Sentry's force field is just so good, though. So he's just going to send Adepts in the back while still threatening the front. That's interesting. He's going to find it, though. MaxPax finds it. He sees what's going on. Astrea's like, oh, okay, the jig's up. We better go. We better go right now before he maybe walls this off. Not that I don't really think you can wall this off, to be fair. But 2 Stalkers will follow into the main. These Adepts should find a lot of damage. Problem for Astrea is that his gateway units on the low ground aren't really able to do too much, but so much damage, equalizing the probe count already. Well, I say that, but so many probes are building for MaxPax, not really. That Adept will go down. I mean, 7 probes to 3 Adepts. It sounds okay in a normal game, but in this sort of game, it's not like it's directly cost efficient, is it? So, cancel. He's got to cancel. Oh, he's going to have to run up that ramp. Okay, so this is the problem, is he doesn't know where the army is at any moment, and he can get trapped by force field. So, here, he's going to get trapped. Oh, he barely slips away. So important. And this is why I feel like he needed to rotate at some point so he could run up here with his main army, because this ramp area is just, it's tough. I don't know how he ever gets in there. I almost feel like a transition at some point might be the way to play this for Astrea. His Adepts do come in, cancels the shade. These Adepts, if they get trapped, oh, that's huge. Snap recall from Astrea. But once again here, I mean, if the Sentry comes forward, look at this defense for MaxPax. Rock solid, man. Absolutely rock solid. What a fantastic kind of display this is of Astrea being a very fancy backdoor master, but MaxPax such a solid defensive player. Good Stalker micro for Astrea, Stalker for a Stalker, and the Adepts will shade into the main, gets himself 1 probe, make it 2, but the force field traps him, and only one of those Adepts able to slip away. Might be able to get 1 or 2 more probes, though, and he's going to be able to take out the Sentry, but just 1 force field is so dangerous on this ramp. And look at that, even then, force fields come down, Stalker goes down, that Adept down there does go down to the probes. Pylon and Gateway go down as well, which means Astrea cannot bust him. MaxPax has weathered it, and GG, well played.